This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Oh, yeah. We are ready to rock. Welcome aboard, folks. It is time to have a little fun on the Big O Show. Haven't seen you guys in a couple days here on the YouTube show here on the podcast. Obviously, we've been a little busy. Had a couple of hurdles in the way, but as always, we
mostly my hurdles.
Yeah, we get through them like we always do in life. We overcome. We don't succumb. We overcome is what we do in life. And so we're back, ready to rock here for a couple of hours with all of you out there. As always, thank you for joining us here on the show. As always, my man Bill is hurting right now, so he's trying to recover, as they say.
Transpo in this town, you must have.
Yes.
There's no public transportation. And I would look pretty funny carrying all these suitcases of equipment and stuff like that, you know?
Yes. Yeah, no doubt. So, Bill is in the process there as he's got to get some things straightened out, and we are doing it too here on the program, so we'll have some fun, and we'll carry you for a little while here on the show. A lot of things to talk about. We're going to hear from Tua, who addressed the media yesterday. We'll go over all of his comments. We'll hear from Coach Flo today. He addressed a really stupid talking point that's out there in report, and so we'll talk about that. Got a couple of other things that I want to mention. Got some Thursday Night Football tonight. We got one pick in already for the week. We'll give you that also on the program. Got a little basketball. Got a little soccer. Got all kinds of things to talk about. Of course, we'll take all of your comments there on the YouTube page, on the Super Chat, of course. Many ways to reach out to us on Twitter, at Big O Show. As always, we're out here at Toyota of Hollywood. My man Herbie is out there cracking the whip. Come on by. Everybody's out here ready to take care of you. Big, beautiful red Supra right in front of me, which, that car is awesome. It is nice. Actually, this color is awesome. It's like a...
Hold on.
It's like a cherry red or something. Man.
It's got that metallic in it, though.
Yeah,
right?
Isn't it? It's really, really, really nice. They'll see it when Herbie comes and sits down. It'll be in their backs. Yeah, don't bother right now. Don't. I appreciate it, but they'll see it now when Herbie
I was going to give them a tease, just a glimpse, and then, they'll be waiting for Herbie.
Yeah, it's nice, man. That's a really, really nice color red there. Anyway, so it's like a cherry red, like a cherry Metallica red or something along those lines. Anyway, so a lot of things to talk about, and one of the things that we talked a little bit about it on Onside this morning, and because it's a hot button topic, and I think it was Schefter and ESPN that reported this whole story about that. The Dolphins wanted to get Tua out there to give him like a 10-game audition, and it is such a stupid story. It is so ridiculous to think that the Dolphins are giving Tua. Dude, you drafted him number 5 overall. When you draft somebody at number 5 overall, you have to understand that you're drafting them with conviction. Okay? When you pick somebody at number 3, number 5, number 7, number 12 overall in the draft, you have incredible high hopes for that person. Like, you're expecting that person to be an impactful player. Now, when you take Isaiah Ford in the 7th round, you're kind of looking at him like, well, he's a project kid. We can work on him. Maybe we can turn him into a player, maybe a special teams player, maybe something down the line. But if he fails and doesn't turn into anything, you're not necessarily shocked. When your first-round pick fails, you're severely disappointed. People are criticizing you. Everybody's looking around going, you screwed up. Okay? So this goes to Schefter and anybody else in ESPN or whoever else, put that stupid ass report out there. That makes no sense. The Dolphins drafted Tua because they look at him as their franchise guy. The Dolphins are starting Tua because they feel from this point on he will be the better quarterback over Ryan Fitzpatrick. That's why they're doing it. They're not doing it because, dude, Houston's going to win a couple games. They have a heck of a quarterback. So that guy alone keeps you in every game almost every week. So imagine they're going to end up winning a couple games. You're not really going to have a shot at Trevor Lawrence. That's another, just myth and things that people throw out there. The problem is fantasy crosses over with reality way too much. And people think that NFL teams are playing fantasy football. And they're not playing fantasy football. They're playing reality football. And the reality is, that's the reason also why I'm so pumped about creating Onside Radio, because Ethan Skolnick knows what the hell is going on with the Heat. Manny Navarro knows what's going on with the Canes. I know what's going on with the damn Dolphins. We're trying to put people together on our station that actually really have insight on the local teams. Not some dude in Bristol that doesn't know what the hell's going on. Look, it's great. You break a story, the agent tells you, you have the same agency, CAA, which, by the way, that's kind of what happened just recently. And so I get all of that, okay? But actually knowing what the team is doing, if you've watched Flo, does Flo look like the kind of guy that does stuff like, well, no, yeah, we're playing really well. We're going to bench the quarterback and we're going to start the rookie just because we want to assess him for 10 games. You know how stupid that sounds? And when you know Flo, it's, okay, so you traded for Matt Breida, but you're not starting him? Well, yeah, because Gaskins outplayed him. That's all. That's Flo. Okay, Fitz, you're struggling. We're going to start Josh Rosen. Josh, you're going to get an opportunity. Josh, you suck. You're going back to the bench. Fitz, you're starting again. Why? Because he was trying to find some quarterback that would help him win. And at the beginning, Fitz wasn't helping you winning, and then Josh wasn't helping you to win. But then Fitz got the second go-around, and he helped you win, so he stayed there. That's Flo. So if Flo made this decision, it's because he plans on playing Tua, because he likes Tua, because he thinks Tua's going to help him actually win. It's insulting to think that they're going to try him out for 10 games. And who the hell takes a project at number 5? That's basically what you're saying. Well, he's kind of a project. You know, we really don't believe much in him. He's just a stopgap until we get to Trevor Lawrence. First of all, there's no guarantee you'll get Trevor Lawrence anyways. The team that ends up at number 1 may want him desperately, so you're not going to end up trading for him. There's a good chance the team that ends up number 1 needs a quarterback. And if it happens to be the Jets, dude, another half season of Sam Darnold getting beat up, he probably will be shell-shocked. There probably won't. It probably will be a point of no return, what was the name of that band? Point of no return, not Kansas, but I was thinking Expose, as Expose would say. See, Kansas would say, and Expose would say. See what I'm saying? So I wanted to go to the Expose way, not Kansas.
But you were correct with Kansas.
I was, no, but it doesn't sound as good as Expose. So I had to go the Expose way. I mean, come on, man. But this is why you gotta listen to people that actually follow the teams and actually know what the hell these teams are doing. And at ESPN, they don't understand the Dolphins. I mean, they were all with tanking anyway, right? That was the whole thing with ESPN, tanking. And then they were all wrong about tanking. And so now it's a Tua tryout. You know, it's just that's the kind of thing that I just want to bitch slap your ass. You know, that's all. When I hear stupid things like that, it's part of having so much airtime that you got to fill crap and say crap. And that is pure crap of a report. Let me see what we got here on the chat board. Ian from Brooklyn is number one in, and thank you, Ian, for tuning in to Onside and chiming in. I saw you today. GP Trap is in. Omar Lopez. Guillermo. Omar says double dip time, too. Nice. Thank you, Omar. Drew Boo is in. Ohio John says, thanks for jumping on Big O. I was suffering through ESPN Radio. Ohio John, OnsideRadio.com, bro. 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. every day. More to come. Telling you guys, OnsideRadio.com. Please chime in. You're going to like it. Josh says, what they do, Big O, and says, love they do, Big O and Bill and everybody. Thank you. I see what you're trying to get at. Thank you, sir. Big J doing big things. Good afternoon, Big O. I was at the Finns versus Rams game, and it was awesome. Good for you, dude. Drew Boo says, miss seeing. Oh, you miss. Wow. I'm kind of ugly. I don't even think my wife misses me. And today's 33 years for us. Not our wedding anniversary. It's our boyfriend-girlfriend anniversary. Because it's November 5th. Our wedding anniversary is March 18th. We still we don't like celebrate it, but we acknowledge it. We know that it exists. So it's kind of like a double. Anybody have that too when you're married, that you have the boyfriend-girlfriend anniversary too and you keep it alive? So we've kept it alive 33 years later.
Anything special on the horizon?
No. There's no. We don't.
Paris has you in good standing for a while.
Yeah. No. We don't do the present thing during this. We just say, hey, happy anniversary, and that's it. There's nothing special about it or anything.
It's important, man. It's when this all started.
Right, exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
Don't forget it, because that's the kind of thing that the females really don't like too much.
Yeah, and it's funny because I have enough days, and she has enough days that you buy presents, right? And you buy presents for the birthday, you buy presents for Valentine's Day, you buy presents for Christmas, you buy presents for the anniversary itself. Yeah, I'm not adding this one too. This one is just a happy anniversary, a hug, a kiss, send some kind of a text. Whatever, but
you just got to. The thing is,
got to acknowledge it.
Most of them, it's about remembering, the day. This kind of a day. Because if you forget it, and they ask you, do you know what today is? And you even stumble for a few seconds, man. Doghouse for you, buddy.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, big time. So anyway, that's 33 years today. So appreciate all of you out there, as always, for supporting us on the show. I appreciate my wife for somehow supporting me, by the way, for this long and 33 years, which is kind of crazy stuff. Tell you.
God, no, I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about it, and it's like 20. 20. You were 20. You were 20.
Yes.
I was, 19. Yes. I hadn't turned 20 yet.
I was 21. I'm 54. So yes, I was 21. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep. So crazy stuff. Let me see what we got here again on the chat board. Alexa's in. The president is in. Miami Kid J. He puts Big O, part 2. Fin Fan, man of 1,005 holds, says, we need no elections. Our prez is in the house. I don't think so. I think he's going to be out of that house soon, bro. So, it is what it is. Let's see. Ray says, howdy, Orlando, everybody in the Big O Onside Radio land. Can't wait until Sunday. In closing, this Tua kid is so grounded and so smart. So freaking happy we have him, and Chris Greer and Flores and, listen, we got to be happy for one person also. Not just us, because obviously we're long-suffering Dolphin fans and all that, and we love the team. I'm happy for Stephen Ross. I am. I know, dude. I know what you're about to say. Dude, he's got billions. What are you worried about? Oh, his life is always good. All that. It's a burden for him. He bought a team, and he becomes a custodian of it. And part of being a custodian of it is that you want to handle it properly, and you want to provide something that's an extension of the community. And that's kind of what teams are. They're extensions of your community. They're a way that you bond. They're a way you connect. They're a way that it brings people together, It's a way of people coming together and celebrate some great moments, because usually your hometown team is the team that most people follow in that town. So when you buy a team, you are now given that burden of trying to represent your city the right way. And Lord knows, you look at teams all over the country in different sports, and, the Bengals, it's, you know what I'm saying? So Stephen Ross made so many mistakes, from celebrating the Gators to the orange carpet to a slew of things that we can get into, and terrible hires at head coach and terrible decisions, front office, all that stuff. So, and he's been hammered, thoroughly hammered for all of that. Okay? And well-deserved. But you got to learn at one point. Now, follow me here. Follow me here. Has James Dolan learned?
No.
Has he owned his team a hell of a lot longer than Stephen Ross?
Oh, yeah.
Has Mike Brown learned?
Totally not.
Do the Orlando Magic ever figure it out?
It seems like they try him, but they stumble, fumble, bumble.
Okay. Michael Jordan, the greatest player of all time.
Oh, God.
One of the 3 worst GMs of all time, right? I mean, that's not up for argument, right? Neither side of it. Either the greatest or one of the greatest, and there's no argument he is one of the worst GMs ever. Like, would you want Michael Jordan running your basketball team?
No.
Never, right?
I'd want him playing for it back in the day.
But never running.
As good as he was on the court, he's that bad in the office.
So give Stephen Ross a little love here, that he screwed up, dude. He screwed up in keeping Parcells. He screwed up in hiring Philbin, extending Philbin. He screwed up with Gase. He screwed up in all kinds of things that we can point at. But at one point or another, the man learned his lesson and finally took a step back and said, Bata, I'm done, bro. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not part of these decisions. I don't know anything about this. Let me go hire a guy and get the hell out of the way. And he went and hired Chris Greer, and then he got out of the way. And look at the fortunes of the team. Because you think about it on the business end, that stadium is gorgeous, bro. Okay? I mean, all the things he's put into that stadium, it's a pleasure to go to that stadium for a game, a concert. I don't care what it is that you go. They did a great job of building that thing up.
All the stuff they're doing around the stadium.
They saved the tennis tournament. We were going to lose it. One of the great events in South Florida. If you've never been to the Lipton or whatever the hell it is, it's now called the Miami Open, but the Ericsson and all the names they had in between. But it's one of the great events in South Florida.
It's the number 5 Grand Slam considered by the tennis players.
But I'm just saying personally, as a guy that's covered every event in this town, that event is one of the great events in this town. It is one of the pleasureful events to go to. It is an awesome, awesome event to go to, and we were going to lose it. And he saved that. The practice facility, it already outdated. Now he's building a brand new one on that property. You know, he does everything and anything possible for his teams to have everything, and for you as fans to have a great experience. Okay? At first, I thought that square roof and those things are kind of funky. It's grown on me that it looks badass nowadays.
It is awesome.
Yeah, it looks badass.
Incredible.
It's great vision and his hiring of Tom Garfinkel was a great job because Garfinkel's a freaking beast. Guy is one of the best, man. Does an awesome job of running all the business end of all of it.
Trying to bring the Formula One.
So yes.
Trying, man.
Yeah. So give Stephen Ross, as much as he frustrated us early on, he didn't stay Mike Brown, dude. He didn't stay Michael Jordan. He didn't stay James Dolan. And that's really important to think about. Okay? And we're all human beings. We're all going to make mistakes. And we got to learn from them. And to his credit, he learned from them. And I'm happy for him in that sense. Because, I mean, he's the guy that bought the team. He's the guy that has the burden. He's the guy that has to come through. And who knows? He finally looks like he found his GM, his coach, and his quarterback. It's pretty freaking cool, man. I'm telling you. Let's see. What else do we have here? Man of 1,050 says, look how many people at ESPN were wrong about the Finns. Just goes to show how bad that place is. It's just, you know, Man of 1,005 it's not that it's a bad place. It's that our business, because it's become a 24-hour cycle, it has forced people to do things that really are not journalistically responsible, overall responsible, and so they do all these crazy things and they start throwing stuff out there and just to create content. And it doesn't make any sense. When he started with me, I explained to him right away, I said, I'm not going to create any controversy. I'll let the controversy come to me and I'll have plenty of time to talk about it. And if it's not there, I'm not going to try to create it. And I've never been that guy. And unfortunately, that's what goes on ESPN and many other places that have 24-hour cycles, and you're asking them to fill, 16, 18, 20 hours of programming. It's really difficult. And so then you get desperate and you start doing things that are irresponsible, and you start saying things that are just ridiculous, like tanking, like a 10-game tryout for Tua, that kind of stuff. Stuff that it's so obvious that that's not what's going on. But it's lazy. That's the other thing. That's also the key, Man of 1,005 holds. It's lazy because the next host hears tanking and then just goes off of that. But they never really now let me look into this. Let me see. You know what I mean? Like on Monday, I told you, well, you can't complain about starting Tua against the Rams. And then when they do start him against the Rams and Aaron Donald, and they struggle, and you thought that that's what was going to happen, you can't then go and complain about the kid struggling and not putting up big numbers. That's kind of what you expected. And so then, instead of complaining like a lot of people did and laziness, what did I do on Monday? I explained to you that it's common. Several quarterbacks have struggled against this team. They're actually pretty damn good. They frustrate people. And our team did not give up a bunch of sacks. The kid did not look flustered, but the kid could not be productive. Well, okay, that happens. They're a pretty good defense. You got to give them credit. Just like I'm sure their offense is giving the Dolphins credit for kicking their ass the entire game, because that's what the defense did to their offense. Kicked their ass the entire game. Our special teams outplayed their special teams. It's laziness. And so it's really easy to go with the lazy take and build on that instead of actually go work and find out and try to find a different angle to this and try to find some logic to the whole thing instead of just creating sensationalism for no reason at all.
ESPN, if you were to put it through a filter, man, and say this is what comes out and has substance, 24 hours, what do you got?
Maybe 20%.
Ooh.
Maybe 20%.
Wow.
It's a lot of fluff.
I was going to say.
Yeah, there's a lot of fluff, a lot of crap in there that they just.
That's a lot of garbage.
That's what it. Well, it's too many hours. Big O, good afternoon. The running back situation going into this game could be very scarce with Breida and Laird hurt and Gaskins down for 3 games. This could be a breakout game for Howard. We'll see. I don't know if it'll be a breakout game for Howard. And remember, the kid they just acquired cannot play for another week because he's got to go through COVID. Not that he has COVID, I'm sorry. He has to go through quarantine for COVID, all that stuff. So it's normal for him that he has to miss that time. But, yeah, Alex, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge. But they'll be fine, man. I'm not that worried about it. Whoever plays running back, they'll be serviceable. It'll be more about Tua trying to make some plays, and I think he will. Herman is in. Polo is in. Henrik Arthur is in the house. Let's see. What else do we have? Big O, that being said, nothing against Tua, but Miami should draft another QB next year if somehow Fields or Lawrence is there. By the way, of Houston, you would think about it. No, I would not. Not if Tua's playing well, I would not think about it. If Tua's injured, banged up, or something, and I'm worried about that, yes. Dolphin Leroy says, happy anniversary. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You definitely like the idea of going and getting somebody in the 4th, 5th round, a
yeah,
project
I don't
guy.
mind. I don't mind.
It's almost a must, right?
Yeah, I don't mind that. I don't mind.
Because if you have Fitz there, you would like them to get a year of Fitz and see Tua and be the guy we're grooming.
Yeah, no, I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. Let's see. M. Shepard is in. David Iglesias is in. Willie Molina is in. Henrik says, Big O, the last team to have a top 5 scoring defense and a rookie quarterback was the 2009 Jets. They went to the AFC Championship game that year. Do you think Miami can be that team this year? Yeah, I do. I think they can get to the playoffs and make some noise. If this defense is for real the way it's playing right now and the offensive line is going to protect the quarterback, yeah, they got a shot.
Was that a Sanchez at the helm, right?
Yes, it was. Back-to-back years. They went to the AFC Championship game. Big O, I'm grateful that's what's happening in Finlandia. Things are earnestly getting better. Good for you. That's what it's all about. Finlandia getting better and better, and a Super Bowl in a couple years for Finlandia. Yes. Isais says, how are you, Big O? Do you think the defense has found a way to stop the running QB? Kyler Murray is one of the best in the league. Taking off from the pocket could be hurtful. Isais, the key with Murray is kind of it's a cliche that we use all the time, a disciplined type pass rush. They can't go balls out on this guy. You take the wrong angles on this kid, and he's going to find a hole in your defense, and he's going to pop it, and he's going to get 15, 20, 30 yards like nothing. So you're right. But you're right about, the damage he can cause. But if you can somehow keep him in the pocket and try to contain him as much as possible, because I don't think it's really possible to completely contain that kid. He's that good. Give him credit. You got to give them credit when they deserve it. Any player earns something, give it to him. And Kyler Murray is, he's hard to corral, dude. He is quick, bro. Lightning quick. Okay?
We were talking about it yesterday. 4.3 speed is nothing to play with.
No, kid's crazy. But Miami does have a good enough defense that I think with their corners, okay, Isais, that's going to be the key. The corners should force him to run more. And you've got to be ready for that now. So you're going to have to create a pocket, and you're going to have to, with the linebackers, they're going to have to be very attentive of those gaps that are created as you create that pocket around him. So you don't let him get to the outside, but he's going to cut through one of those holes, one of those lanes, as they say. And that's where the linebackers are going to have to be impeccable in order to kind of hang in there. And maybe to a certain extent, your strong safety cheats a little bit. It's beautiful to have corners that you can leave out on an island. It's awesome.
You get to play with more pieces.
Yeah.
It frees up more guys.
Yeah.
So you're talking about the defensive ends doing old classic defensive end. You go 3 deep and turn everything and keep it in between the tackles.
Got to try. Try.
Right. Yes.
Try.
That's an awesome point.
Try, because that kid's special, bro.
And that's why the linebackers got to watch the gaps,
Yes.
between the tackles, going between the guard and the tackle, between the guard and the center. That's where the holes are going to open up.
Yep. David Iglesias says, why do I have to like Tua? I love the Dolphins, but it's not my QB. Okay, then it's not your QB, bro. John Rouse says, only thing the stadium is missing is Shula Steakhouse. Damn, John. That's such a great call, dude. That is a fantastic call. Wow. You're right. I can't argue with that, because if you built a Shula Steakhouse there, I would even go out of my way to go early to go have a steak and then kind of enjoy the game. I think that's a phenomenal experience if you could do something like that. I like that idea a lot, man.
And you get that Shula name at the stadium, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's a win-win-win across the board.
Yeah.
What's up, John?
I like that. Rouse is in the house, brings it strong. That'd be so cool to have a Shula Steakhouse there.
Is the one that's down there by the old bakery center, is that one still open?
Oh, no. The 247 one?
Yeah, exactly.
It's gone.
Really?
It's been gone for a while.
Man, I was
Everything-
dating a girl that lived down there. It was
Dude,
like
everything dies there.
yeah.
Unless you're
in
like-
that area, yeah.
Unless you're Cazzoli's, Sports Grill, 7-Eleven, the Beverly Hills Cafe closed. Kubota closed there. I mean, it just the Dan Marino Tavern closed there.
That was there, yeah.
That pizza place that I like, Mellow Mushroom closed. It was there for a short time. It's weird, bro, because there's always traffic.
Yeah.
There's always people there. Chicken Kitchen never closes. It's right there.
I'm thinking of that little triangle, the road off of US. Dude, there's always, man, you get in that area, you're going to see 2 lights, whatever direction you're going.
And this fat guy knows every rosestaurant that was there, is there, and could be there in the future.
Very impressive on the rundown of restaurants.
Yeah, well, I'm professionally fat. Anyway, Rosendo says, good afternoon. How's everybody doing? What's wrong with Tua? Give him a shot. Nothing's wrong with Tua, bro. I don't know about anything like that, bro. ESPN is accurate as the legacy media pundits in analysis. They suck. Let's see. What else do we have here? John Rouse says, can the Dolphins put a canopy on top of the canopy to cover the final hole when needed? I disagree with you on that, John. See, that one, I have a better suggestion. Okay? My suggestion has always been for the top of the stadium, since Serena and J-Lo happen to be co-owners, we put both their butts above the stadium. That way we have the hottest stadium in the world because we got 2 ginormous, beautiful asses on top of it. And it protects the people under, and it'll roll off the side. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we got to do. Get J-Lo and Serena to, volunteer and just cover us with their butts.
When you were talking about it earlier, I was going to point out the way they designed the canopy, it ever so conveniently at 1 o'clock keeps the visiting team baking in the sun, bro.
Yeah.
If you ever have to sit behind the visitors' bench, woo!
Everybody knows it. Yeah,
Man.
it's bad. It's brutal. It's brutal. It tears them up. Big O, happy anniversary. Thank you. Gonna stunt my duper jersey, bro. Damn, I feel like I'm 11 years old. If Tua can learn to slide and avoid hits like Russell Wilson, then I don't mind if he runs, but that's TBD. Oh, why isn't the D getting the respect it deserves? Instead, it was the Rams messing up. It was Pittsburgh or Baltimore. Their D would get respect. Because, my brother, those are Ds that have been Ds for a while. Pittsburgh has been a D for decades. Baltimore's been a D for decades. You understand? There's a reputation that goes with it, and they're badass defenses. Our team does not have a reputation at all of a badass defense. We are now developing a badass defense, so you've got to give them a little time to catch up to action. Listen, they all were saying tanking, right? And then it took them the entire season to find, hey, they're not tanking. They're actually trying to win. You know what I'm saying? Same thing here. It'll take a little while, and we really don't deserve that label. Okay? We've only done it for a couple games here. It's not like our defense has been tearing up the league or anything. You got to kind of earn that too. Let's be fair now. Okay? As much as I want my defense to get praised, they're just new on the scene now of becoming a defense. So let's give it some time where they figure out, like, yo, they can play defense in Miami. You know what I mean? So we got to give it some time.
No, and the majority of the praise was what they did in the Super Bowl with New England against the Rams. And it was kind of, he's done it before. He knows them.
Right. Exactly. Yep. Big O in the division trade. Did it bother you a little bit? It bothered me. Didn't bother me at all. It was a desperate move by the Patriots. The Dolphins are in complete control. The Dolphins are dealing from a position of strength. Okay? You got to stop worrying about this stuff now. You got to be confident as a Dolphin fan now. I get it. The last 20 years you've been beaten down, right? You've been browbeaten because this team makes all the wrong moves. They hire the wrong coaches, the wrong GMs. They make bad trades, bad free agent signings. Those days are done. Look at what's gone on the last year and a half, how they've loaded on picks, how they're hitting on picks, how they're hitting on free agents, how they're swindling people on trades. We've got to readjust, and instead of being nervous about Dolphin moves, we now got to feel confident. Some of you aren't old enough to have this feeling, but those of you that are, you remember those days walking into the Orange Bowl for a Dolphin game. Did you feel like you were going to lose? Ever? No. And I'm serious about that. That's how you felt with Shula at home. You certainly felt that way in September and October. You knew you had the opponent's ass for sure in September and October. You got to get back to that confident feeling that you had. That was about playing and the team and everything. I want you to feel that way about this team now. I'm not telling you playing-wise because they're not there yet to compete with Kansas City and things like that, but I'm saying about your coaching staff. I want you to feel confident about them, that they know what they're doing. I want you to feel confident about their front office and what they're doing. They know what they're doing. Things have changed. So I'm not worried about a trade with the Patriots because I know my team knows what the hell they're doing. Okay? He's the one that let go of Tom Brady. He's the guy that thought he can play without Tom Brady. Not me. That was Belichick. And that's why I told you months ago that they would struggle to be 500 and that Brady's going to have the last laugh out of this. And so far, that's what's happening. So Belichick screws up a lot. And he's been a great coach. There's no doubt about it. But Tom Brady's the ultimate eraser and has been. Have confidence in your football team. Have confidence that the Dolphins, when they do something, they're doing it for a reason. I mean, think about the foresight of all of this. You're trading a receiver you've developed into a nice little possession guy, but you're doing that because Antonio Callaway's ready to come off the bench. He's activated. By the way, little insight for you, Antonio Callaway's healthy, running around doing everything. He's ready to play. So don't be surprised if he plays this week. And he has two young guys that he's developing And in Malcolm Perry and Lynn Bowden, he's got two guys that are slot guys. They fill the Isaiah Ford role. So the foresight was there from the front office to find a Callaway and say, well, if we screw this kid's head on right, we got a number one legit type receiver. Because that's what Antonio Callaway is. He's a first-round, worst-case scenario, high second-round type talent. Dropped to the fourth round because he was a complete knucklehead. Not because he can't play. So if he comes in here and he's mature, and he's been here several months, so that tells me that he's done everything on a professional level that they're saying, Isaiah, you're out of here. We got two young guys who work. See, again, it's Austin Jackson. It's Robert Hunt. They don't care, dude. They want to get young guys in there, Preston Williams, this, that. So you don't think that the Lynn Bowden and Malcolm Perry are guys they want to work in? That's their guys. That's their young guys that they're developing. So when they start to get those guys involved, it's because they feel they've been coached up, they're ready to go. Now, every young guy is going to go out there, and they're going to make some mistakes because they're young. But have confidence that the Dolphins, they know what the hell they're doing. Because they probably feel that Malcolm Perry and Lynn Bowden will be better than Isaiah Ford. Okay? And let me tell you one more thing here. Something else that develops from all of this. Preston Williams better wake the hell up. Okay? Antonio Callaway is coming for your job, buddy. Wake up. And if Antonio Callaway is focused, he's better than Preston Williams. He's more talented than Preston Williams. And I like Preston Williams. I don't like that he drops too many footballs. But if Preston Williams continues to screw up dropping footballs, that's another reason why they're getting Antonio Callaway in there now. So if Preston Williams wants to lose playing time, keep dropping footballs, young man, because there's a dude ready to take your job in Antonio Callaway. And selfishly as a Dolphins fan, I am hoping Antonio Callaway came in mature, because then they just added a first to second round pick for free. And he's super young still. That's the other thing about Callaway. It's not like he's an old player. This guy's got an entire career in front of him. If he actually wants to be focused and mature, he can make himself a lot of money and become a hell of a player here. So Antonio Callaway is coming, and let me tell you something. Preston Williams, my brother, you better wake up. You better start catching everything in sight. You better stop dropping passes. You have dropped enough passes for 5 years now. You've got to get to a point now where you're not James, you blew it Pruitt anymore. That you're not Derek Hagan. Okay? You got to get to a point where the ball is hanging on. Okay? Go find Oronde Gadsden. Maybe he'll teach you how to catch a football. See the point. Grab the fat. That was a shirt that Oronde used to wear. And it had because you see the point of the football and you grab the fat. That's what he had. So it was it was one of those.
That is awesome, man. I love that.
You didn't know that? Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah. So Oronde used to wear that because Coach Robert Ford, the wide receivers coach, one of the coolest coaches I've ever met in my life. Got to know Coach Ford quite a bit. And he and I think him and Jerry Sullivan are probably my two favorite wide receivers coaches that I've dealt with over the years. But Coach Ford, that was his saying. See the point? Grab the fat. And Oronde made a shirt out of that. And so he used to wear it all the time. So we need Preston Williams. See the point? Grab the fat, bro. Come on, dude. Let's go. Get it going. And pressure's on now, dude. There's a guy that is ready to freaking take your job.
When you said that, my thought, think about this, though. If Callaway goes to the 1 or the 2, Preston Williams as your 3.
Woo! I know. Dirty Mike Dominguez, and it figures it comes from Dirty Mike Dominguez. Big O, that works fine until J-Lo and Serena both eat some Chipotle on Saturday night. There you go. Ray Gurulong giving us some love on the Super Chat. He says, thank you, Big O, for Onside Radio and giving us sports fans a home for local sports. Thank you, Ray, and we're only beginning, bro. We're going to add more sports talk to it and more people. We're going to load this thing up. Big O, can you hear and see on Onside Radio like this venue? I've tried but can't seem to find visuals at the same time as audio. Oh, you mean for no, not yet. We're not on video yet. We have cameras in the studios already installed. We just haven't started that yet. We're kind of going through phases first, and so the next phase we will be adding video to it. Okay, that is coming up, my friend. I definitely will add it. Preston needs to have Marino throw him a few passes, so when he drops a few, Marino will yell at him. Then Preston will learn his lesson. Drew Boo, thank you, sir. Thank you for a love on Super Chat. And he gives us a little fist pumps. I like it. All right, let's take a quick break here. We're at, of course, Toyota of Hollywood, man. Come on out here, take advantage. There's always some amazing deals going on at Toyota of Hollywood, 1841 North State Road 7. Been telling you about them for a long time. The 2021 Corolla LE, you can lease it for as low as $149 a month for 36 months. The Camry LE 2020 model, you can lease it for 36 months at $205 a month. The RAV4 LE four-wheel drive, you can lease it for $310 a month for 36 months. The Highlander, what a beautiful vehicle that is, $379 a month. And, of course, all-wheel drive for that one, 36 months. The Sienna, if you're looking for a minivan, $349 a month for 36 months, 2020 model. Tell them that Big O sent you. They will take care of you right here, man. Herbie Lopez, Steve Ostrov, all the great people out here at Toyota of Hollywood.
47 straight minutes.
America's premium sport compact sedan is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. 2020 ILX, $199 a month, $199. And Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
Hey, it's Big O. For all of your family dental needs, please reach out to Moody's Dental. I've known Eric for a while, a big fan of our show. Call him at 305-821-0231. Whether it's you or your kids that need some dental help, whether it's implants, Invisaligns, they are the experts. Or if you're just looking to fill a cavity or clean your teeth or maybe even get a crown, you are going to love the professionalism, the family-like atmosphere. And of course, when you talk about being clean, that's what it's all about in today's society. You are going to go to an extremely clean place. Go to moody'sdental.com, go to the website, follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Moody's Dental. Tell them that Big O sent you. 305-821-0231 or go to moody'sdental.com.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to peer, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
Hey, it's Big O. For all of your CBD, THC, or hookah needs, you got to get on down to VSS West Pines at 12397 Pembroke Road. Yes, they have got legal THC. You've got to check it out. And they've got, of course, when it comes to CBD, flower, tinctures, edibles, for all kinds of reasons, whether it's pain, stress, stress, anxiety, you name it. And don't forget, when you mention my name, you'll get 20% off. Tell the boys out there that I told you to get on down to VSS West Pines, 12397 Pembroke Road, and call them 954-613-3367. Legal THC, CBD, all of your hookah needs. You go to VSS West Pines. All right, we back. That's what it's all about at Toyota of Hollywood. Thank you all for always tuning in and patience. And we're sorry about the last 2 days. We had some snafus there.
You think that you missed us? We actually missed you.
Yeah. Just life has gotten a little complicated, but we're balancing everything out. We'll figure everything out.
You got an extra arm. You could juggle, right?
Yes.
Three arms?
Yes. He says, Matt O'Neill says, why is it you can be on air with your mask on without having issues? Huh? Why is it you can be on air with your mask on without having issues?
Oh, the scratchy face and sounding proper. They're special.
Well, remember.
Auditioned. How many masks did you audition?
Yeah, because of the different thicknesses of different masks. You can do some of them. You can wear them and talk, but then they'll be muzzled. These are kind of like they're scarves, like in other words, and so obviously they're not going to protect you like an N90 mask. But at this moment, it's not like I have anybody around me. Nobody's really ever around me, spitting on me or anything. So we're fine. It's protected. So it's a thinner one, and it protects me at least overall. But it's just allows me to do the broadcast so it sounds clear. You know what I mean? Because I don't like the muzzled sound. That I don't want you guys to struggle to try to understand me. You know what I mean? So I have to wear this mask to protect me at least. And it allows me to do my job, and it's worked for me. We have worked all throughout the pandemic, but again, we're pretty smart. We kind of maintain our distance from everybody. You never really see people around us at all, so we're not really at risk. It's a 400,000 square foot building. The nearest person to us is 25 feet away. The roof is about 20 foot high, so there's nothing floating around us or anything to really risk. You know what I'm saying? So we're kind of like, I guess, it gives us a chance to kind of stay away from everything.
And in no way, shape, or form does the kick-ass stylish mask that he wears on a daily have anything to do with it.
Oh, no, of course not. Well, I mean, if I'm going to wear a mask, if I'm going to do anything, I'm going to try to be somewhat stylish with it, try to present some personality. So, of course, I've got to wear something that goes with my personality. I didn't want to just wear any boring, plain masks. Not that there's anything wrong with that. As long as you're wearing a mask and protecting yourself, hey, man, more power to you. Bless you. That's what you're supposed to do. But, yeah, I just wear something that I can at least do my job, Let's see. What else? Ohio John says, Big O, who do you think gets the assignment to cover Hopkins, X or Jones? Well, it all depends on where he lines up, right? They're not going to move him around. So if they move Hopkins around from left to right side, then you've got your answer there. I think it all depends on where they line him up. That's it.
But one of the two.
X would be the guy.
No, but one of the two has to be on him. If they happen to slide him in the slot, one of those two guys has to move there, correct?
I don't know.
You don't.
I don't know if they'll do that. Maybe they'll just bracket him.
So you're okay with the third guy going up mano mano?
I'm just saying that the third guy may get bracketed.
Okay.
Where he covers underneath and the safety covers over the top. So you double him.
Right.
Right, because the other two guys are solo. You understand?
Okay.
So you're going to leave those guys solo with Hopkins, but if he comes to the middle of the field,
the safety knows their job is to.
Then the slot guy will get him underneath, and the safety will get him over the top. That's that would be my guess.
If it was your choice, I would say this is your side of the field, this is your side of the field, and wherever he is, you're on him.
Right. Yeah,
that's the safest.
No, it isn't. It isn't, because if your slot guy is not a good boundary guy, and then all of a sudden you put him out on the boundary, and then now he gets burned.
That's a lot of field.
And if it's a smaller corner, and then you've got a bigger receiver on the outside, then they're going to take advantage of a mismatch.
That's true. That hash mark to the sidelines a lot.
So
of field,
as good as B-Hop is, any player, if you double them, you'll make it that much more difficult. So what you do is you have single coverages on the outside, but if he lines up in the slot, I double him. I bracket him. And then it makes it that much harder for you to pass the ball to him.
But you will have to change up the look, because obviously if they see that on a regular, then they'll put him in the slot, know the safety's going to come down, right? And then that spot opens up where the safety went double.
Well, yeah,
you have to throw
but then you'll work the tight end at that point.
Right.
That's what they're going to try to do. But then that's why you have Eric Rowe.
Probably the best thing to do is to just change up your looks and keep them guessing.
Oh,
that way you're not isolated and they can figure out.
It is B-Hop, so it's, DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah. No, he's my fantasy guy. Yeah,
so it's hard to disguise anything with that guy. You almost have to be obvious, like, dude, we're going to double your ass. So if he's in the slot, I can see that. Matt O'Neill says, glad you round the right mask. I wore the mask. Okay. Thank you. Let's see. What else? Big O, Matt Breida missing 2 consecutive practices with a hammy. What's your take on the running back committee? Can Washington play? He can't play till next week. He can't play this week. So, they'll get by with whatever they have. If they've got to play Howard, and they'll activate they probably have some back. Let me see. I bet you they got somebody on the practice squad that I even forgot about. Not that he's any good or anything, that he's going to be the answer or anything, but I could see them having somebody on the practice squad. Let me look it up, because I got to be honest, I don't know all the people on the practice squad. I'd be lying to you to tell you that I knew that. There are no running backs on the practice squad. So if Breida, we know Gaskin is out for a couple weeks. Breida's banged up. DeAndre Washington can't play. This will be a complete Jordan Howard, Chandler Cox type game. That's it. That's kind of what's going to happen, unless they can sign somebody. No, but then they've got to go through quarantine and all that, so they can't play them. Now, they can't acquire anybody right now because they won't be available this week. So we'll see what happens. Mr. O, glad you're back. Go Fins. The secondary could be the best in the NFL. Amen. It is beautiful. What is it here? Little Milk, 551, right? Is that or Little Mike? Little Mike, 551. Good point on your part. Lynn Bowden will play some halfback. Merritt maybe too. Yeah, you might be right. They might use those guys a little bit as running backs, but those guys don't look like every down backs. So, yeah, a little scat back stuff from them. I can see that. You're right. Yeah. Drew Boo says, please, no Wildcats. Remember, different defense compared to this one, but I get what you're saying. It was frustrating. It didn't look good. It didn't look like a good call on Gailey's part. Tough matchup for Dolphins on road, face Cardinals. Big O. Our defense try to slow down Murray. Offense, hope Tua plays. Smart, give Chase win on Sunday. Antonio, I'm not that concerned about this game. I'm not. I think Miami wins. I think some of you might be overreacting a little too much. The running back position has not been a dominant force in this season. It's been serviceable. That's all. And Jordan Howard, here's something for you. Jordan Howard wants to play. Jordan Howard's frustrated with his situation. If Jordan Howard wants to be the ultimate professional, he comes off the bench this week with a vengeance. Okay? That's what I would tell you. This is a great opportunity for Jordan Howard to say, hey, you guys forgot me, and I'm a guy that rushes for 1,000 yards a few times in this league. I can actually, pound the hell out of people with the rock. And the Arizona defense is not a scary defense either. So this might be the perfect storm where Jordan Howard could actually have a decent game against this team. Okay? And in a way, he has had such a bad season. He scored a few touchdowns, but his rushes and averages are, they leave a lot to be desired. So think about that. So in a way, this is a great opportunity for Jordan Howard to say, I'm going to show these people some this week. I'm going to make sure that while Breida's a little banged up and Gaskin is out and you traded for some guy, I'm going to show you guys that, okay, I may not be the best pass catcher, but I can run the heck out of the ball, and I'm going to run some fools over. Good opportunity for Jordan Howard this week. Get it done, dude. Get it done. Anthony says, Coach Flo wasn't having it today during his team interview. He straight up said, I'm paraphrasing. Well, instead of paraphrasing, why don't we do this? Bill, let's play the coach. All right, we're going to play Flo, and then we'll play Tua. But let's go over Flo's comments today because there was a lot of good things in it today with Flo. Let's get into it. Go for it.
Hey, good morning, Flo. I guess Austin Jackson was out there back yesterday doing something at practice. What were you able to see with him the first time out, and does he have a chance for Sunday?
Yeah, he was down for a few weeks, so we designated him for a return. Was out of practice yesterday. Went through a couple of drills. Obviously, like any player, when you're out for some weeks, there's a little bit of rust. So, just trying to knock some of that off. So, a couple of drills here and there, and we'll just take it day to day and see where it goes. But it's good. It's good to get him out there.
Adam. Good morning, Brian. I wanted to ask you about your running back situation. We saw Breida obviously with the hamstring on the injury list yesterday, without Miles, and even Laird's a little dinged up. If it is Jordan Howard as your featured back, what has he shown you in the last month when he's been unable to play? Well, he hasn't been activated to play. What has he shown you that's given you confidence that he can be the guy on Sunday against the Cardinals?
Yeah, well, just so you guys know, Miles will go on IR today. Miles Gaskin will go on IR. But yeah, we got some guys banged up. Jordan Howard, I think this guy he's always practiced hard. I think he's a good runner. That's why we brought him here. So he'll get an opportunity, and Salvon and Ahmed will get an opportunity as well. Patrick Laird, and we like our depth at that position. So those guys will get an opportunity, and they got to practice well, and hopefully they perform well in the game.
Now, you see, by the way, you notice how he said good runner? He didn't say good running back because he wasn't going to say good pass catcher too. But listen, I don't know how hurt, how banged up Breida is. Maybe he's limited enough that they want to just kind of save him a little bit, and then they'll play him in the game. And obviously he's still talking of Laird, so maybe Laird also can contribute, and one of the guys there, little Mike, 551, he was talking about how Big O, he might be motivated, but he doesn't fit our one-cut scheme like Bowden and Merritt. But the problem is those Bowden and Merritt aren't really every down backs. They're kind of scat back type guys. So this is look, in a way, what you're going to do is if you can play Laird, you'll play him some. You'll play Howard, maybe 10 to 15 rushes, and then you'll play the other guys coming out of the backfield, a run or two, a jet sweep, maybe a little wildcat, which I don't, know. It might work maybe a little better this week than last week against that defense. But I can see them trying all those kind of things to kind of keep the Cardinals off balance. Will it be a traditional, type of offense where you're just pounding them with the rock? No, of course not. They don't have that back anyways as it is. But I can see them kind of mixing it up with the guys that they do have, and then Jordan being the guy that at least gets the bulk of the carries, but more in a conservative fashion than anything else, unless he's breaking tackles and making things happen, that all of a sudden they can say, okay, keep feeding the big guy because he's really punishing them. So it'll be interesting. Go ahead.
For once, it wasn't my Wi-Fi that stunk. I wanted to ask you about Antonio Callaway. You said that you hadn't seen him in cleats. You have now. How did he perform, A? And B, through this process, what he's been through, why are you confident that he's going to take advantage of this opportunity when he hasn't?
It was one practice, so yeah, I've seen him in cleats now. I've seen him in a helmet. Look, he worked hard in practice yesterday. The opportunities I've had to spend with him, he's excited about being here and being able to practice and play football. So, when you have someone with that type of attitude, you hope the best for him. And look, he's got to do the work. So it's not really, what I think doesn't matter. It's about, his work ethic and his ability to take advantage of this opportunity. So,
Joe.
Hey, good morning, Flo. Obviously, you just mentioned Howard, Ahmed, and Laird. Does that mean that Breida is unlikely, or does he still have a chance?
No, obviously he's dealing with doesn't mean it really doesn't. I just didn't mention him. He's still got a chance. It's hamstrings are tough, so we'll see how this goes throughout the week. But again, we like the depth at that position, and we'll see how it goes.
Cam?
Yeah, sorry, I think my computer crapped out there. I was trying to ask Michael Brockers had talked about your cover zero blitzes that you guys were running against them. He said he had never seen it so frequently. What is it about your personnel this year that allows you to be comfortable and running that with that frequency?
I think Josh has done a good job as far as game planning and trying to put guys in position to have some success. And we ran some zero blitzes a year ago, and I think everybody has them. So I don't think we're doing anything that's different than a lot of other teams. So I think it's about execution. It's about preparation. It's about getting comfortable doing things in practice. Whether it's a zero blitz or 8 people in coverage. Any way you slice it, you got to execute. And that's a week-to-week thing. So again, that was last week. And really, we got a tough test this week against the Cardinals. So,
Ruthie?
Good morning, Flo. Can you talk a little bit about just the challenges that come with facing a team that's coming off a bye? And obviously they picked up some pretty big momentum before the bye, beating the Seahawks in overtime, and just kind of how they'll be rested and what that does for you guys.
Yeah, it's a good football team. That's the biggest test. And then, they're coming off a bye, so they've had a lot of time to watch us, study us, and come up with a game plan. They got good coaches, so more time is always a good thing, as a coach. So you can dissect, what the opponent is doing a little bit more with a little bit more. You just have more time to dissect it and find something that you think will work. So look, they're a good team. They're talented and well coached, and this will be a tough test. It will be a tough test on if they played last week. It's an even tougher test that they had last week off. So they'll be fresh. They'll be rearing to go.
Stop it.
Hey, good morning, Flo. We talked about the drops that Preston Williams had on Sunday, and also you had 2 really good catches in that game as well. When a player like that is giving you good plays and maybe having some plays where it doesn't go his way, how do you? I don't think Preston probably needs it, but how do you just make sure that he stays level-headed and committed to coaching and doing the basics to make sure those plays happen for him in the future?
I mean, I think you just, as a coach, you want to be encouraging, but at the same time, you have to let players know it's important that they execute, and that's part of the execution: throwing, catching, blocking, defeating blocks, tackling, breaking tackles. I mean, that's all part of the execution. So the things we work on a daily basis, it's important to execute. When we don't, it doesn't work out. He's disappointed. We're disappointed. Look, I mean, Preston, I can yell at him all I want. He's probably going to, be more upset than I am. So I think part of it for him is, helping him move forward and move on to the next play, because we need to do that also. Every player is a little bit different. So, I think we just continue to work on, catching the football and route running and route technique and all those things, and move on from any let's call it negative plays.
All right, we have two more. We'll go to Adam.
Even 10, 15 years ago, there was a stigma over players, quarterbacks 6 feet and under. I mean, you had to be 6'3", 6'4", 220 was the prototype. Obviously, this weekend, you're going to have 2 top 5 quarterbacks that are 6 feet and under. Had that, his thinking in your mind changed, or is just the industry changed when, identifying and thinking about quarterbacks in a different light?
I mean, I think, look, good players comes in all shapes, sizes. So I think there's, people have their prototypes, let's call it, at each position, and some have them at quarterback and O-line and D-line, but I think there's good players. There's been good quarterbacks who are short. There've been good quarterbacks that are tall. There've been good, I think good players are good players are good players. Well, I mean, now that you mentioned, the quarterback, well, there's a couple of things out there. Let's call it a source close to Dolphins thinking, saying that we're auditioning, too, and I'm just going to tell you about my thinking. We brought Tua here because we believe in him, same as all the other draft picks. We believe in developing players, and I think you guys have heard me talk about the improvement of players on a daily basis. That would be the opposite of giving somebody a 10-game audition. So I guess that's my thinking on that, just so everybody's clear. What was the rest of your question?
All right, well, hold it there, because that's good. I'm glad because again, that's that stupid report from ESPN. They're giving a 10-game audition, and I'm glad he addressed it and talked about it, because he's been showing us for a year and a half that he's into young players because they want to build a foundation. They're into coaching players up and making them better and help them play, whether it's Preston Williams off the street, right? Whether it's Michael Dieter last year, who did not come through, and I don't know, maybe the next time he plays, but it's Robert Hunt, it's Austin Jackson, it's Solomon Kinley. You understand? To them, they don't care. But if they can get a young guy to play Christian Wilkins and draft him and develop him, they'll do that. And they'll play Godchow, and they'll play all those kind of guys. They'd rather draft their own, develop their own, than go out and buy guys. And they had to buy guys this year because they had to fill positions in because they wanted to be competitive. But overall, they have proven over and over and over and over again that they want to play their young guys, dude. The guys that they draft, the guys that they sign that are undrafted guys, those are the guys that they want to develop and play. That's who they've been. So to think that you're going to draft somebody number 5 overall and you're going to decide their entire fate on a 10-game audition when it took Drew Brees 4 years to become a real quarterback. You know how stupid that is? You know how many quarterbacks look terrible their first year? So then under ESPN's philosophy, Miami would have cut Peyton Manning because he threw 25 interceptions. So I'm glad he addressed that stupid-ass statement and report from ESPN, and I'm glad that he went out of his way to rip it. Go ahead.
You just kind of piqued something that had been on my mind.
Oh, if you want to continue on that, that's far more interesting than my bad question was. But I was just asking about quarterbacks that aren't 6'3", 240.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's about, the talent level of the quarterback, leadership, things of that nature. So there's the intangibles. There's a lot more to playing that position than, height, weight, and speed. So as well as every other position.
Final question, Omar.
It's hard for me not to piggyback on that. Obviously, you started Tua because you needed to see or wanted to develop him. So you're comfortable with what comes out of these 10 games?
Yes, I'm comfortable with what comes out of these 10 games. I think since I've been here, I think everybody's heard me talk about the development of players, improvement on a daily basis. So I just don't see how someone close to Dolphins thinking could say that this would be a 10-game audition. That's just not sure where that came from. So just put that out there.
There you go. There you go. That's the coach. I mean, it's just, oh man, I tell you, sometimes, you deal with these kind of things, and you kind of just scratch your head, from all of this, because you wonder, like, where do people actually get this stuff? Who gives them, this idea that this is what they want to do and that you're going to treat a player this way?
You know what I think is more of an issue now? You tell me if I'm wrong, because 30 years, obvious. But, I mean, when watching, being involved in sports, bro, if a narrative comes out, people run with it now, no matter what it is.
Right.
Right?
It's the lazy thing, like, it's tanky.
Man.
Well, everybody says tanky.
Back in the day, this stuff would die on the vine. It would,
Right.
you know what I mean?
But it wasn't around for 24 hours. You could actually sit on something for a day and you could still break the news. Now you got news, you better get it out right away, because in 5 minutes, somebody else is going to find out, and somebody else.
That's old hat. That's old hat. It was 5 minutes ago.
And they got to move it around, But that's what's going to happen. I love it. And let me tell you something. I like the Dolphins this weekend. I do. I think it's fantastic. I think the Dolphins are going to be shocking people all over the place. I don't think that it was a running game that wasn't scary in the first place. So why would I worry about it now? You know what I'm saying? It wasn't as scary. So it might get better this weekend the way they have it. You never know. By using Jordan Howard and Lynn Bowden, it might be better. It might be better by using Jordan Howard and Bowden and Laird as weapons on the outside. I don't know.
Is this a lot about our secondary and how we can match up with their guys one-on-one?
And it's about the quarterback and the wide receivers and the tight ends and all that kind of stuff. Those guys are going to all have to step up. But then again, the running game hasn't been.
It's been 3 yards, but
it hasn't been scary anyway.
Keep teams honest, right?
Yeah.
Give them that look,
Right.
But I mean, how many runs have we had for 5+ yards?
A few.
Not a lot.
Not a lot. Ray says those ESPN pundits are the worst, especially that annoying Dan Orlovsky. Please, what did he do as a QB in the NFL? Oh, wait, I remember. He went back to pass and ran out of the back of the end zone. LOL. Herman Cueva says, Big O, you think that they what is it? For it to damage the team? Oh, that they do it to damage? Nah, I just think they don't know what the hell they're talking about. Don't give them that much credit, Herman. They're not that smart. It's just they come up with stupid stuff, man. That's all. It's just silly stuff that we talk about over and over here on the show. That's just the way it is. Ever since the Finns decided to start Tua, there has been so much media attention on the Finns, and unfortunately has led to a lot of bad takes. Exactly. Because, okay, you tear down the team, how much were the bad takes? Oh, they're tanking, how irresponsible. You're putting people at risk. Their lives are at risk. The league should investigate right? Remember that? And then as the year went on, they realized that they were wrong and they said a lot of stupid things, and then they figure out, but that's this world now. You can throw out there that, the Heat will trade Tyler Hero for Giannis Antetokounmpo, which, by the way, that's not really breaking news. Breaking news would be they would trade Bam for him, because then that would be kind of asinine. Okay, so wait a minute. You're trading your best player for their best player, but then you lose a superstar, an all-star, potential superstar to acquire a superstar? How does that make sense? But of course you're going to trade Tyler Hero, and if you're wrong, you don't have to come back and apologize nowadays. If you're wrong, it's just water under the bridge. Like ESPN's report that if there's a 10-game audition, do you think they're going to follow up and apologize and say, we apologize about that report? The coach came out and said it's clearly not an audition, that they believe in Tua, and that's why they drafted. No, they're not going to do that, because that's the world we live in now. You're not held accountable for the bad reports. So you can throw stuff out there and it's completely wrong, and you're not retracting it. You're not apologizing. Remember how it used to be that way, that you would retract it, that you would apologize, and all that stuff? That doesn't go on anymore. They just don't care. So there is no, there are no prices to be paid when you do those kind of mistakes, because in today's journalism, they don't care.
Well, there's a new story burying the other one that quick, right?
That's it, exactly. They don't care. Dude, we got a guy at the top in the White House that lies every day, and nobody cares.
Well, he got 68 million votes that, don't believe, hey, he's great.
Right, but he literally lies every day. Literally lies every day. And that's kind of that's what we are in this world. So ESPN or Fox or whatever, they can get all kinds of reports wrong, and there's no consequences. There never is, because in our world nowadays, there is no consequences. So that's why it goes on like this. That's why this happens. Yes?
Could you see ESPN after one of these shows and it's all fluff, like getting off and, yeah, man, that was a great show. Way to go, way to go.
Miami Kid J says, Big O, did you see the Fitzpatrick picture that went viral? My girl says, que tiene buen culito. I saw the short shorts. That was funny. In honor of Isaiah Ford and all of that. He's a funny dude, man. He's a fun guy to be around. There's no doubt about that. Raging Dolphin Maniac says, yes, journalism today really sucks. Let's see. Willie says, just flat out irresponsible journalism. Let's focus on Arizona and kick their ass. Kick their ass.
If we beat Arizona on the road, right? Like the whole like everybody starts to really pile on the bandwagon, so to speak.
I don't know if they'll pile on yet on the bandwagon, but
this is the third team in the best division in football.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah. No,
and two of them on the road.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know.
Making a statement,
they
man.
should, but I don't know if they will. You know what I'm saying? Let me give you a pick for tonight. I'll give you my picks on Friday for the weekend. And I think we're one game under 500 right now. I don't know off the top of my head, but I want to say it's something like 13 and 14 or something like that. I want to say we are. It's just one game under 500. We went 2-2 over the last weekend. I'm going to take the Packers. The line was 6. It's up to 7.5 now. I'll lay the 7.5. I'm good with that. The Niners are so beaten up at this point. Packers suffered an embarrassing loss last week. I think the Packers are going to come out incredibly motivated tonight, and I think they'll bury the Niners by at least 2 scores. So lay the 7.5 and go with Green Bay tonight against the 49ers. Sorry about that, Myron. Just in case you're watching, Myron, out there, I know that you're hurting with your Niners because they are definitely not playing well. But they've got it's all those injuries, dude. They've got so many injuries. It's crazy.
A little hit from COVID didn't help either, you know?
No, everything. They've had terrible luck.
People were asking me, are they going to play the game and this and that? I go, if all the guys on the injury list were COVID cases, they probably would. But you got guys on the MASH unit and then COVID, you don't get to add them together and say, oh, they can't, you know.
I'm with you.
Doesn't work that way.
I'd be remiss also if I did not mention, rest in peace, Marcos Shaky Rodriguez. We lost him yesterday to a brain aneurysm at the age of 67. Shaky was a hell of a coach, knew his basketball. I know he cut all kinds of corners. I know that. I get it. I know that people have done it over the years too. So I know all about that, but I know that the guy could coach. There's no doubt about it. And what he picked up from Schaefer at Miami High, because, you know, for those that don't know the incredibly rich history of Miami High basketball, first it was Vince Schaefer, who won a bunch of titles in the 50s and won 5 titles, I want to say. And he was there up until the early 80s. Then Shaky took over in the early 80s. And there was a lot of controversy because it was Kaufman and Shaky, the 2 assistants for Schaefer. And Kaufman really wanted that job at Miami High in a bad way. And when Schaefer anointed Shaky his successor, Kaufman lost it and was pissed forever. And he took off and went to coach at Killian and had a lot of success. Was a really good coach. And I think even won, I want to say they won at least 1 title. Was it Reggie Gallen? It's a long time ago, man. It's hard to remember everything. But it was a long time ago. I want to say South Miami High, the Cobras won. No, I'm sorry, not South Miami. Killian won with him 1 title. Gallen might have been in South Miami, not Killian. I might be wrong. But anyway.
That run, I can remember going to the Miami Arena to see Irving with Carroll City play Miami High.
Yep.
And us making back-to-back trips up to Lakeland.
Yep. And so
with Portillo and that whole group.
Yep, with Cesar Portillo and all those guys that Malcolm Nicholas and James Edwards,
Doug first.
Doug Edwards, Alan Edwards. I forgot the third brother.
Doug was second in the nation, only to Allen Iverson, who went to Georgetown.
Yep. Yeah, no, I mean, it was just some great teams. Ramos was the guard that went to Nebraska. Just some great teams. Shaky won 5 titles himself. But I remember that controversy and everything when Shaky took over. And Shaky had a hell of a run there, a hell of a run at Crop, all that stuff. And just a guy that really brought a lot when it comes to basketball to this town and is a big part of our basketball history. And back in those days, he brought a lot of national attention in South Florida, to South Florida and to Miami High and to high school basketball because of what he was doing. It was a great time. Miami Lakes had some great teams.
Chris
Corciani, Rudy Glass, Munoz, Rudy Bird, all those kind of guys. McKee out in Carroll City, just all these things that went on during that time that was actually a lot of fun. High school basketball had a lot of really great rivalries.
Miami High did win the national title, the fictitious back in the day, right?
Yeah, I think they won at least one of those. Might have won a couple. But yeah, it's a guy that really meant a lot to high school basketball down here. And so I'd be remiss as a man that grew up as a young man during that era and watched it. And, you know, I lived in Little Havana. And so I was close to Miami High. And that was a time where you were kind of, well, remember, back in those days, it's not like we had all the pro teams. So it was an event, actually. A Miami High basketball game was an event. And the place was packed, and media would come to cover it. Some of the local media would come cover it, not just the newspapers. It was a pretty impressive time for high school basketball. I'll tell you this, high school basketball in the last 20 years couldn't come close to what was going on in the 80s in South Florida. Not even close. Okay? The buzz, the games, the attention, everything that came with it, high school basketball nowadays doesn't even come close with the way it was. It was an event. And Shaky Rodriguez was one of the reasons why it was an event. So kudos to Shaky for doing everything he did for basketball, and to him and his family, and to the Miami High family, to the Crop family. You know, our respects, and rest in peace, Shaky. All right, 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the text line, that's 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the program, you can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Follow us there as always, and appreciate it.
I was going to ask you, do you want to, you're already an hour and a half rolling along with one commercial, and we do have a tour over here.
Yes, let's do this. Let's play a really quick commercial break here. We do want to remind you about Murias Dental. Please go see Eric Murias and family, whether it's you, your family, your kids, somebody needs a dentist, you need to fill a cavity, you need to clean your teeth since you've been quarantining for months now. Maybe, God forbid, you need a root canal. Well, guess what? You want to do it there. Implants, Invisaligns. I did the Invisalign to straighten out my teeth. It is awesome. They are experts when it comes to implants and Invisaligns. Call Murias Dental, 305-821-0231. Save it on that cell phone, 305-821-0231. Follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and tell them that Big O sent you at Murias Dental.
America's premium sport compact sedan is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. 2020 ILX, $199 a month, $199 at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
Hey, it's Big O. For all of your family dental needs, please reach out to Murias Dental. I've known Eric for a while, a big fan of our show. Call him at 305-821-0231. Whether it's you or your kids that need some dental help, whether it's implants, Invisaligns, they are the experts. Or if you're just looking to fill a cavity or clean your teeth, or maybe even get a crown, you are going to love the professionalism, the family-like atmosphere. And of course, when you talk about being clean, that's what it's all about in today's society. You are going to go to an extremely clean place. Go to MuriasDental.com, go to the website, follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Murias Dental. Tell them that Big O sent you, 305-821-0231, or go to MuriasDental.com.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to peer, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
Hey, it's Big O. For all of your CBD, THC, or hookah needs, you got to get on down to VSS West Pines at 12397 Pembroke Road. Yes, They have got legal THC. You've got to check it out. And they've got, of course, when it comes to CBD, flower, tinctures, edibles, for all kinds of reasons, whether it's pain, stress, anxiety, you name it. And don't forget, when you mention my name, you'll get 20% off. Tell the boys out there that I told you to get on down to VSS West Pines, 12397 Pembroke Road, and call them 954-613-3367. Legal THC, CBD, all of your hookah needs. You go to VSS West Pines.
This is the Big O Show.
All right. Gio Cabrera. Thank you, Gio, chiming in on a little super chat. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Very kind to do that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. He says Dolphins 10-6, Fins 45 times 2. I don't know what that means. Are you saying that they beat the Cardinals 45-2? Not sure. But I like the 10-6. Gio, I like the 10-6, man. If you can do that, I'd be really, really happy. Bromar says the Dolphins need to make a serious run in the playoffs, not this year, but in the near future, and then I think Omar and Dave would respect the Fins a lot more. Pulisic says, if we win Super Bowl, Omar will ask, but Dave, was it really a Super Bowl opponent they beat? What up, O? Can you see who are Dolphins being undefeated for the rest of the season if our defense continues to dominate while Tua matures towards greatness? I do. Thanks, man. Fins up. I don't know about undefeated, bro. Come on. They're going to lose some games. They got to lose a couple games, man. I'd love to see it. I hope you're right. I hope I'm wrong, you know? But come on, man. It's a lot to ask for this team to
You're
to
too
run
much
the
of a
table.
realist, man.
Yeah. But it's just normal that you're going to lose something, bro.
You're
You know?
asking this of the guy that
Kansas
was
City
0-6.
lost.
This is the guy that was 0-16 last year.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah. You're right. One guy says, I think we're going 12-4. Only team that can beat us is KC. Big O, I think that having a top-scoring defense is better than any other defensive statistic because yards don't matter if the defense isn't allowing you to get points. Thoughts? I agree. Yeah, scoring defense is it's an enormous stat. I'm with you, man.
And that exact component, Arizona is like, what, number 6, 7, 8 with
Yes.
20.9. They give up yards. We pointed it out, 23, 18, 26 in the three majors.
Yeah.
But number 7 or 8, they don't break, man.
I'm with
Okay,
you.
you know what, man? This weekend I think it is, no settling for field goals, man. We need to go get 7. Okay?
Yeah.
That's the difference between a win.
Let's Alex Diaz, thank you, sir, giving us a little love on the super chat. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you out there for giving us a little love on the super chat. He says, haven't super chatted in a minute. Wanted to show my support to an inspiration among us all. Dolphins will finish 12-4. Thank you, Alex. That is too nice of you, man. Appreciate you, man. Big time. Big time. That is very nice of you. I hope you're right, man. I hope whether 10-6, 11-5, 12-4, I'll take any of those, man. Listen, I got them going 8-8 this year. And they look like they're going to be a little better than 8-8 right now. They look like a playoff team.
And what's my
at
number?
this point.
What's my number?
13.
Because of?
5+. 5+.
That's your fault. I was hoping you would say 7, man.
Since I thought they would go 0-16 last year because I didn't think they would win, tearing it all the way down. I didn't think Flo was going to be this good. And so the dude was good. and ended up winning 5 games. So that's where Bill says, all right, you said 8. Well, I'm going to go 13. I'm going to add 5 to whatever it is. So that's kind of what I deserve. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what are you going to do? You know? What else? Oh, and the good thing is Austin Jackson is practicing again. I like that Austin Jackson is practicing because there's a lot of positives to all of this, okay? And I know you're going, well, wait a minute, dude. The guy got injured. How can that be a positive? All right. So Jesse Davis is playing right tackle. So now your left tackle gets injured, so you swing Jesse over to left, right? And Jesse's also a player that has improved as his career has gone on. And so now you're seeing that he was playing a solid right tackle. You were doing a really good job of pass protection. Now you swing him over to the left side. He continues to do a good job, and you elevated the rookie Robert Hunt. And so the rookie did a good job also. Now you have an assessment on 3 of your young offensive linemen already. You have now also given Robert Hunt playing time, which now gives him what? Confidence. Because he can be on the bench and standing on the sidelines and talking to his boys and not play so far this year and feel like, I can't wait to play. All right, good, this, that. But he'll still be questioning, like, what do I got to do? I got to do this to be perfect. I got to, who am I facing? Now he's standing on the sidelines whenever Austin comes back, if it's this week or next, and he's standing there going, I can't wait to play again. I know I can play. Because now he's got confidence in his ability because he's got proof. As the young kids say, he's got the receipts. Okay? I've played. I've done a good job. I know I can start in this league. That's awesome. So the Dolphins have had an opportunity to assess all 3 of their draft picks on the offensive line. And all 3 have impressed. Which leads me to, I got to tell you in a twisted way, I want to see Michael Dieter again. Because some of you gave up on Gesicki after the first year. I never did, and it's turned out well. Some people gave up on Jakeem Grant right away in the offseason before he even started. And he's always worked his way through. I'm a believer. Wisconsin's produced so many linemen over the years. I'm going to give Michael Dieter the benefit of the doubt and say, hey, young guy, first year, struggled. Let's see what happens down the line. Give him some time, maybe mentally, physically, things change for him. I'm looking forward to seeing him play one more time. But with Austin Jackson coming back, make no mistake, that's a positive because you're getting Jackson back. But it's a positive because you got an opportunity to develop Robert Hunt a little bit. And that, my friends, is enormous because if Jesse Davis suffers an injury or Austin Jackson suffers an injury, now you know you're covered. Before, you had no idea. It was a question mark. It was a doubt. It was a concern. Now, chest is out. You feel confident. You're in, dude. You're loving it. So that's why I say,
You're talking potential 7, like depth. When was the last time we had 5?
No, they didn't have 5, yeah.
I mean, it's been a decade.
Yeah.
Yeah. Better?
A lot, yeah. Maybe way more than a decade to have 5. Oh, you still think they draft a tackle in the first round? No. Defensive end, yes, not a tackle. Now with Robert Hunt and Austin Jackson, hell no. They're not drafting a tackle. Now, could they draft a tackle in the 6th or 7th round as a project? Yes. Early? No. No shot. I don't know about record predictions, but I can say that there isn't one game left in our schedule that we couldn't win. Hard to argue with that. Really. I mean, I can look at the schedule up again. I don't have it all in front of me, that I can remember every.
The one that jumps in my head immediately, you know what it is, man.
I don't know.
The Chiefs.
Oh, we have them.
We're
We have
playing
them.
the AFC West.
Well, we
brother.
have them on the schedule. Yeah. No, they got no shot at being the Chiefs. That one I disagree with you, Anthony. I forgot the Chiefs were on the schedule. Okay, I'm gonna pull up the schedule right now, and let's see. Yeah, no, they definitely lose the Chiefs. They can beat Zona. They can beat the Chargers. They can beat Denver. They're going to crush the Jets. They'll crush Cincinnati. They'll lose to Kansas City. They'll beat New England. They can beat Vegas, and they can beat Buffalo. You're right. They can win every game except Kansas City. I don't think they beat Kansas City. Okay? But all the other ones, not that they're going to win them all, but Anthony, I will agree with you on that one. They're all winnable. They're not guaranteed or anything. Jets and Cincinnati and New England are guaranteed. But the other ones, are going to be a challenge. Yeah, I said it. Yes. New England's guaranteed. Yeah, I said that. Just in case. Don't think that was a mistake or anything. All right? New England sucks ass. They got lucky, bro. They got lucky. Miami was young, still new, and trying to figure everything out, and they had Cam running and all. That crap is done the next time around. Okay? If Cam is even playing, they will make him look foolish in the next game around. Mark my words. But
You know how cool that car looks moving at just 4
I know.
or 5 miles an hour?
I know.
Can you imagine seeing it doing what it can do?
Oh, I've been in it when it does what it does. And it's impressive.
I thought of something that's a really sad thought, but I got to mention it. Thinking about between Christmas and New Year's, being in Vegas, Raiders, and because of where COVID's at, there's no way.
Oh, no, we're not going to.
It's impossible.
No. It's our hope now is April draft.
The target is back that far.
And I'm told that I don't think there'll be an NFLPA game, so we're not going to California. There is no East-West Shrine game. They canceled that already. So all there's left is a Senior Bowl. And, I was actually talking to an NFL executive this morning about the Senior Bowl, and he goes to me, so we're going to send a whole bunch of 60-year-old men in the cold to go meet with a whole bunch of young guys that are coming from all over the country? I don't think we're going to do that. So he was like, he was telling me, I don't think some people and it's not the Dolphins, actually. He works for another organization. He goes, I don't think our guys are going to end up going. We're going to have to do everything by virtual, by film, all that stuff, because we're not going to put people at risk. So he was actually a little, because remember, it's cold as hell at that time. It's rainy. All that stuff is going on. So I don't even know. I don't even know if we'll go, because my problem with the Senior Bowl is, what kind of access are we going to have? You know what I mean? And so then the other thing is, I'm used to going out with personnel people and talking with them and hanging out. Well, maybe they're not going to hang out now.
Are there going to be places open for you to go hang out at?
Oh, that's well, in the South, I could probably, yeah.
You know what?
We might have packed concerts there.
Get them schools open now.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So who knows? But yeah, that's going to be it's a hell of a challenge, man. Hell of a challenge. We are going to wrap it up here on the show, folks. We thank you. We have Tua, right? Oh, let's do Tua. That's right. We haven't even heard from Tua. Let's hear from Tua before we wrap it up, and we'll go over Tua's comments. Go ahead, Bill. I'm sorry. Forgot about that.
Hey, Tua, what's up, man? I got a jersey number question for you. You and Kyler both wear number 1, which has been pretty rare for quarterbacks. I wanted to ask, what was your reasoning behind deciding that number, and what do you think about it being more popular for young quarterbacks wearing it?
Yeah, well, I sat down and talked to my dad about that. Sat down with him, and his biggest thing to pick number 1 was for the audience of one. And so that's more so like on the faith side of things. So that's why I chose it.
Hal? Tua, I have no doubt that your number one concern is wins and losses, but I would like to ask you, individually speaking, not as a team, but individually speaking, what constitutes a successful season for you this year?
Well, I think it's hard to speak individually because this is a team sport. You know, we play this together. You need all 11 guys on the offense, all 11 guys on the defense, and all 11 guys on special teams. And in order for you to win and accomplish your individual goals, I mean, it contributes to everyone. Everyone needs to contribute and do their part. You know, and that's what we're hopefully looking to improve on as an offense, you know, this upcoming week.
Soften?
You're starting to sound like Flo already, Tua. I wanted to ask you about Kyler Murray, man. And, you know, you guys spent some time together during the Heisman Trophy ceremony. You know, what's he like, you know, as a player, as a friend, and how excited are you to kind of go up against him, you know, this week?
I'm very excited to go up against him. I would say first impressions when I met him, he's pretty jacked up, you know, for as, you know, short as he is, he's I mean, this guy's rocked up. But he's very competitive. You know, he's very personable too. I got to meet his parents as well at the Heisman ceremony. Very good family. You know, but going against guys like that who are very competitive and you know you're going to get their best, I think that's going to be a fun one.
Will?
A lot is going to be made of week to week, you know, the improvement for you. And when you look back now, I know it's only been a few days, but what are some of the things you look at and you say, okay, I missed, I can improve on, I'm seeing that I can do better in weeks moving forward?
I think there's room for improvement every day for me. You know, I feel like I'm getting more comfortable in the huddle, talking to the guys, giving the plays out, and kind of seeing where everyone needs to go. I think the biggest thing for me is pocket presence, being able to just step up into, you know, what feels like pressure. And then also just making the throws that I need to you know, give the receivers good run after catch.
You know, right here, and for him, it's a great point that he brings up, because in the Rams game, when he got stripped, it was in the middle of just calamity, chaos, and obviously Aaron Donald's coming at you, and he found somebody that he was going to throw it to, but unfortunately, as he tried to get rid of it, or shall I say, as he tried to get rid of it, Aaron Donald, you know, knocked it down. And there you had your fumble, and Brockers obviously, you know, body slams his ass. But my point is, with all of that going on, that's what he's got to learn about this game, is the decision-making's got to be faster, right? The players around him are much better, much more talented. They react a lot faster, so it becomes that much more of a challenge. And when he tells you about getting, you know, used to all of this, that's really the challenge for a young guy. It's the game speed, and then he has to then pick up his thought patterns. They have to be faster than they were in college, because in the NFL, these guys are 10 times better than what you were facing in college. Go ahead.
Hi, Tua. I'm hoping you can help me with a question about the Samoan sports culture. First, I'm wondering if you know the new Clemson quarterback. And also, I'm wondering what your reaction is to the way Samoans are trending at that position. Seems like Samoan kids used to all want to grow up to be Junior Seau, but that's changed.
Yeah, that's I do know DJ. You know, I got to meet him and his family back at you know, some camps while I was in college. You know, I'd go help out with some camps, but man, I think it's something pretty cool to look around and see that our people, Samoan people, are not always going to be, you know, on the opposite side of the ball or in the trenches, you know, on the D line, on the defense, or on O-line. I think it's pretty cool to see that, guys from our culture can also play skill positions. And I mean, quarterback, I think that speaks volume to I guess how they were raised as well, and their upbringing too. So,
Josh.
Hey, so I guess this is a good follow-up to Steve's question, but obviously on game day this past Sunday, the social media team caught you walking in, wearing clothing of your culture, tributes to Samoan culture. Can you just speak a little bit about the platform that you have to in many different ways, but then you also remember giving back to your culture in that way?
Well, that's how I've been raised. On Sundays, a lot of the times, that's what we'd normally wear going to church, and that's just cultural. But being able to share that with the world, it's pretty cool that the Dolphins, they captured that and posted on social media and whatnot. But it's just a representation of who you are, and I mean, also what you represent. It's not just me and my family, but it's also our people as well. I'd say we're very prideful people. We take pride in a lot of things that we do. And at the same time, respect is really big in our culture. But yeah, the reason I do that is because every Sunday, normally after church, that's our attire.
Adam? We talked to Chan yesterday, and he mentioned that the plan going in was to take it safe, to kind of ease you into the NFL. Do you feel like maybe this week that's not going to be the case anymore, that they're not going to let it rip, but obviously open up a lot more to what you might do?
I believe my job is to do whatever play call we're given. If it's a run 20 times and it's a pass one time, I got to make it work that one time, the pass is given, and I got to carry out my fakes those 20 times. But I trust, and I think our offense trusts, what Chan has planned for us offensively. And we go into the week knowing the game plan, what we're going to do, and, how we're going to try to attack their defense. But, we have full trust that whatever Chan calls, we got to go out there and do good with it.
Now, I like Beasley. Adam Beasley does an excellent job, but asking him that, do you expect to open it up more this week? What answer? Do you think he's going to open it up and say, yeah, well, Adam, we're going to throw the ball 50 times this week. So Arizona, get ready for us. And luckily that Tua is a really bright kid, and so he told you exactly what he's supposed to tell you. Dude, if they tell me to hand off 30 times, I'm going to be the best dude at handing off 30 straight times. And if they only want me to throw it once, then I'll throw it once. Okay? Now, you have to understand this. Tua's going to do whatever it takes to win the game. Don't think that this is a guy that is going to hang around and be passive all the time or anything like that. This is a guy that is wired like Dwayne Wade. He's wired like Russell Wilson. He's wired like, I don't know, I can probably come up with a couple of these kind of guys. They're just like really good people, right? They handle everything the right way. But make no mistake, if they have to cut your freaking heart out to win a game, they're going to win the game. Derek Jeter looks like the All-American kid. You want him marrying your daughter. You want him representing your organization. He'll give you that $1 million smile. But my brother, it's the bottom of the ninth inning, and there's 2 outs, and nobody wants to stick a dagger in you better than Derek Jeter does, or Russell Wilson, or Dwayne Wade, or Tua, or any of those kind of cats. Those kind of dudes are just wired differently. And they do all the right things, but make no mistake, you may think they're passive or whatever, but when they get on that field, on the pitch, on the ice, whatever it is that they play on, those are people that will cut your heart out. And so Tua's a nice guy, but trust me, he's going to be looking to make plays that win and plays that decide a game. Go ahead, Bill. Fire it off.
Hey, Tua, good afternoon. A couple of weeks ago, I had asked you how much you were able to learn from sitting behind Ryan Fitzpatrick and watching the way he game plans and prepares. I'm curious now, in the absence of a preseason and having no live bullets really up until your first start, how much more can that really help accelerate your growth and what you've seen in your game, having an actual NFL tape with a full game for yourself?
I think that's almost the best way, I would say. That's pretty much the best way, I think, for anyone in the NFL to learn. You can sit down and anyone can watch film, really, but being able to go in and get some actual game reps, seeing actual rotations of the defenses, and you got to make actual mic points and do things like that. I think those things go a long way in sticking in your head and knowing, okay, if this comes up, I know what my answer is. And then just being comfortable, as the games go on, you just get a good feel of the game. And then you can also get into a good rhythm.
All right, we'll take one more, Ruthie.
Hey, Tua, I wanted to ask you about last weekend and kind of getting to share a big weekend with your brother. 2 Tagovailoa wins, and you guys were on kind of the national stage together, and I'm sure that had to be special for you both.
Yeah, that was very special. I think it was very special for our parents as well. It was very special for our family. But it's always what's next. You enjoy it that day. You enjoy it for, those 24 hours. But you got to keep working to improve.
All right. That's Tua there, wrapping it up. Little Mike 551. He goes, MJ and Kobe, I think he got that in him too. Now, I don't think you understood my point. Tua is not MJ and Kobe. Neither is Russell. Neither is Derek Jeter. They're all winners. They're all, incredible players. They're all studs. But Kobe and MJ are going to tell you that they're going to cut your heart out, and then they go do it. Russell's not going to do that, and neither is Russell Wilson. Tua's not going to do that. Neither is Russell Wilson or Derek Jeter. They're not going to talk any shit. They don't do that stuff. MJ and Kobe and Larry Bird, and those are different people. Okay? That's what I don't think you were understanding. They're all great in their own right. They're all guys you want in the key moments of every game and all that, but they're completely cut from 2 different cloths. Tua will never act like MJ or Kobe or Larry Bird or any other incredibly cocky superstar that you've ever met in your life. Never. It's not the way they do things. Cal Ripken was a great, great player, was never going to act like that. Okay? Cal Ripken and Ricky Henderson, both great players, right? Different kind of swag is what I meant by. It's like an undercover swag. I don't even know if that exists, but that's what those guys are. They're just classy people that it's different, man. It's different. Just different types of players,
Michael and Kobe were like assassins.
Right. And they were and they told you that they're coming for you.
Yeah. The other ones they smile, they shake your hand, they have a drink with you.
That's it.
And then the game starts and they kick your butt all over the field.
And then they shake your hand after.
Oh yeah, hey,
and they
come,
smile.
hey, we're gonna have a cookout to celebrate.
Let's go
come.
and all that, right? That's those guys. That's those kind of guys. That's not Michael. That's not MJ, bro. Those Kobe and MJ.
They go have a scotch and a cigar.
Yes.
With their group.
Yeah.
You're not invited.
Yeah. Right. MJ's like having a cigar and a scotch, looking at you like, keep walking, mofo. You don't sit here. All right. You're not in my class. That's the difference. Tua's not that guy. He'll never be that guy. That's not who he is. Marino was that guy. Marino was going to talk S and then take it to you. You know what I mean? It's a different kind of swag.
Well, if you're hooking up with Tua after the game, you got to go to the family's house, I'm sure, right?
Exactly. You hook up with Michael, you're going to a casino. You know, you're gonna gamble all night. That's what it's all about.
Gambling on the way, man. He's got a driver, so you can sit in the back seat and play cards on the way over.
That's it. All right, we're going to wrap it up here on the show. We thank all the great people out here, of course, at Toyota of Hollywood. Let's thank, of course, our super chatters. Ray Grulong, Drew Boo, Gio Cabrera, Alex Diaz. Thank you all out there for giving us a little love.
Recent research has shown
super chat.
makes no sense.
Yeah, you're getting focused on all the wrong sort of details here. You need to forget about all the normal rules that apply in society.
Wasted no time. Super chat. I thought it was really, 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 really cool.
You should all be very proud of yourself.
I have no response.
Super chat.
That was perfect.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. On behalf of Philippe and Bill, of course, working their asses off as always behind the scenes and doing everything in audio and video. We thank, of course, Herbie Lopez, Steve Ostrov, all the great people out here for taking care of us. They are loaded out here right now. That's a really nice Corolla, bro.
Yeah, it is. That SC, wow.
That SC Corolla is super, super nice, bro. The rims, the back, I mean, it's really, really nice, dude. That grill in the back, it just great look. Tints, everything. That's a
much missed everybody for the last 2 days.
Compared to the Corolla I had 15 years ago. Holy moly, that's a different Corolla right there. That's
They're all
really
grown
nice.
up, right?
Yeah, dude, they look really, really sharp. That's a sweet little car right there. Anyway, we thank all of you out there. Thank you for watching, tuning in, downloading the show. We love you for the support. Tomorrow we'll be out at Craig's Inn, Acura of Pembroke Pines. Y'all be good. Y'all be safe. Much love.
Enjoy the game tonight. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yep. Packers, take the Packers.